You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. I've lost my voice, but I'm going to push through it anyway. So tomorrow, I don't have any videos to do, and I can just focus on writing and cleaning guns, actually. Hey, Cappy, I'd like to keep this anonymous as possible, and I'd like a video response. To start, I'm 29 years old, and you are a digital nomad, let's just say. I grew up in a broken home with a mother I lived with half the time who was psychotic and smoked crystal meth. My father, that must have been a while ago, like when it was first coming out. My father was in my life and wasn't half bad at all, provided for me and served as a role model for how a man should be despite some faults. He separated from my mom when I was about 3 years old. From then on, I lived with my dad for half the week, my mom for the other half. He died when I was 20. Growing up with her in my childhood was a nightmare. I have haunted memories of her and her various boyfriends screaming their lungs out at each other, throwing shit, breaking shit, and even remember being pulled out of class in elementary school so that the police could question me about the domestic disputes between her and her boyfriend. Were you in Wyoming by chance? Just wondering. 10 years ago, her mother died, and she inherited approximately a fair amount of money. You wanted me to keep it anonymous. Which she was flat broke again 6 months later. My mom is now she's elder, not ancient, but about the age you'd expect for someone who is 29 years old. Poor, miserable, and psycho. She lives with too many pets, is a pack rat, has no savings, no real estate, no assets, and just seems to blow away any money she has. I'm back in the United States for a short time and is berating me and talking behind my back about how disrespectful and cold I am for choosing to live my life the way I do. Basically, she's acting like she is some sort of victim. Someone she knows reached out and emailed me asking why I'm so disrespectful and how I can just, quote, sit on my wallet while my mom struggles. Typical. To be fair, she has cleaned up her act in recent years a little bit, although not entirely. That doesn't sound like it because she's talking behind your back saying how disrespectful you are. And I couldn't forgive her past anyway. I can't say whether or not she's still on meth. By looking at her, you wouldn't be able to tell. Even at her age, her teeth are better than mine. I work more than 40 hours a week, have no debt, have slowly saved up a nice nest egg, am a minimalist in everything I own in my entire life. Fits into the backpack and a roller luggage case. Awesome. Also, although I've made mistakes in my life, I've never done hard drugs, never yelled or screamed at people, never got into a shouting match with any of my girlfriends, no criminal records, and I've never been in debt. I've been completely cut off from financial support from many adults since I was about 19. You are one of the few true men out there then. Despite all this, the horrible life decisions my mom has made and dragged me into via osmosis, I still care about her. However, I'm done with the drama and the black hole of negativity that surrounds her. Not to mention the legal risks of what's going to happen if you hang out with her. I mean, what if she leaves a thing of meth in your car, falls out of her pocket, and you don't know? I mean, really, and then the cops pull you over, and now you do not lie with dogs, because then you'll get fleas. Or a prison sentence. It's beaten me and worn me down for the past nearly 30 years. How am I supposed to reconcile the fact that I don't want to be dragged down with her while still caring about her? My biggest fear is that completely cutting her off will make her commit suicide. She's tried it before in the past. No, she didn't try. No, that was attention whoring. That's what it was. If you want to commit suicide, you get a gun. I just did a video on how to do it. Did she slice her wrist and then immediately call 911? That old gag? Ladies, it's this way, not this way. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, Cappy. I value your advice on these things. Okay, well, here's the deal, dude. What you're fighting is the hindbrain versus the frontal cortex. Everybody has an emotional or psychological attachment to their parents because that's how you're programmed to be. That's how you got through society. That's how you got through your childhood and hopefully weren't eaten by saber-toothed tigers. Whereas your frontal lobes, you know consciously that she's a wreck. And so I'm sorry, but you can't just get rid of your genetic programming. Again, it's like looking at girls with big boobs. You know, no matter how much I would want to train myself, you catch a girl out of the corner of your eye who has a shapely figure and flowing blonde hair. Every guy, boom, they're gonna look because it's natural, it's guttural. All right, so that is the drawback of being human. These hardwired things that we have in us. But what I would say is with given the horrible, abusive, just horrible. This is a disgusting human being. You should have enough energy, history, anger, and rage that your frontal cortex can easily override, or at least keep your hindbrain in check. I would focus on one thing and one thing only, and that is the fact that she doesn't love you. You might love her, but she certainly doesn't love you. Or she might have some genetic connection to you, like, it's my son, my baby. My favorite is when I'd always watch Cops, and usually when there'd be a kid involved, the mom would scream her fucking head off as if, because the kid was being taken away. It's like, you don't love the kid. You love the idea of having a kid because the kid gets you what you want. But this woman does not love you. She never did. She loved herself way more. If there's any love, that's fine. It was like that. But she loved herself way more. And I would hate a mother like this. I would absolutely hate and detest someone like this. I wouldn't want to, and that's what I would focus on. This person doesn't love you. This person doesn't, and more important, this person doesn't respect you. Talking behind your back and all this other, that, and then the other thing, and this has nothing to do with loving your parents. This has to do with a legal risk. Don't go near these people. Let's say this is a random bag lady on the street. Would you go anywhere near her when she's yelling at pigeons and shitting in the street? Would you go anywhere near that person? No, you probably, because don't want to get tuberculosis. You don't want to get Lord knows what other disease. And you don't want to have her attack you or assault, or the example I gave you before, she forgets some crack in your glove compartment, doesn't tell you it's there. And then she also views you as an asset. You're like a CIA asset. You're to be used. That's why sitting on your wall, that's not her fucking money. It's not her money. She's not entitled to a damn penny. So all this frontally, you know this consciously. But when you're asking me how to get rid of something you're genetically hardwired to do, it's nearly impossible. Again, you're asking, how do I not look at hot blonde chicks with big boobs? Well, I'll let you know when I find out. But to make it less conflicting, to make this less painful, I would just look at this and what kind of a hell this despicable. I can't even call it your mother. I understand all parents make mistakes, but this is an evil person. This was never your mother. This was just a tyrant, a disgusting person. And I would focus on that fact, not only what she put you through, but the fact, and you gotta understand, she doesn't love you. This woman does not love you. She's not capable of loving anybody. She's only loving herself because it's all been about her. If you don't believe, tell me if I'm wrong. Does she have a bullet wound? Did she choose the wrong caliber? How did she try to kill herself? Really? Did she really try to kill herself? Are you sure? Or she just torture everybody because she's an attention whore? So, not to keep slamming on your mom, but okay, how do you get this? You focus on the fact, you sit and you meditate. You remind yourself she does not love you. She does not even like you. She doesn't respect you. She is viewing you as a free meal and a lunch ticket. And if anything, it's also that she's a coward that she does this to her kids. Or kid. I don't know if you have any other siblings or not. So, in other words, to answer your question directly, I can't tell you, oh yeah, it's XYZ, and you never look at hot chicks again, and you never salivate when you see ice cream, and you never love your mom again. It just doesn't work that way. But out of pure logic, not to mention self-survival and self-respect, I would avoid this woman like the plague. And you know what? A lot of life is you just suffer with problems, and you're always gonna, I don't know if it's necessarily that you love your mother, but you yearn or wish you had a mother. That might be something. That might be more what it is. Where it's like, God, I wish I had a childhood, or I wish I had a normal mother. I wish I had the June Cleaver type of mom. That you might be in love with the idea of having a mom, and deep down inside you hope there's going to be some kind of rekindling. No, 60 years old and she's doing meth and all this shit, and no, And sadly, that's just the way the ball bounces on. Some people don't get great parents. Some people get great parents. Some people get average parents. Some people get horrible, abusive parents like yours. And that's some people are born tall, some are born short. That's the cards you get, and that's what you got to be dealt with. Or you got the cards you were dealt, and that's what you got to play with. So I really wish I had, oh yes, you do X, Y, and Z, but about as far as my thinking and logic can take me. I don't want you to stew in the hatred, but I want you to think of your own damn safety. I want you to think of your own damn self-respect. And I want you to realize this person does not love you. This is a bad person. Mother or not, this is a bad person to have anything to do with. You might want to even think about getting emancipation. Depending on the state you're in, sometimes the parents can come after you like for money. So I would immediately look into emancipation, depending on the state that she's in and the state you're in, and make sure, look it up, because sometimes they can come after the kids. All right, that's it. You guys got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. America's older brother and the world's only professional asshole. I, Aaron Clary, will take care of you for a fee. And then, what else? Yeah, listen to me on my podcast. I'll be getting to doing that a little bit more regularly now that I'm back from my vacation. So, all right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.